Hey everybody, I know I'm kind of in the throes of the League of Desperation Strat-o-matic tournament, but after reading some or reacquainting myself with a couple of books that I've had for a long time, decided to go into my next project and get that started. And I've already done the first couple of games, first day's games, not on video, so I thought I would put one out on video just now to get that started. And it's going to be in super advanced, so we're going to be using the super advanced rules, ballpark effects, clutch, all that good stuff. And it's the 1967 season. There are 10 teams in the American League. This is American League only. There were 10 teams in the American League in 1967, and of course that kind of tied in a little bit with what Earl is doing with Tenacious Strat, picking out the 10 teams, and then talking to Espo. We talked, or not talking, but just messaging, talking about how much we liked the 67 season, and so it kind of rekindled my affinity for it. And I also pulled out a couple of old books from 1994 that I ordered way back in the day. This is before computer really got going, the websites and all that stuff, before Retro Sheet and all those kind of things. I actually was playing a computer game called Tony La Russa Baseball. Some of you may remember that back in the day. It wasn't very sophisticated, but you could create your own players. You can enter your own stats and all that good stuff. And one of the, I saw this, I don't even know where I got the information from, but somehow I found it. And it's a fellow named Luke Kramer. And I think he's associated with Retro Sheet in some respect. I think I found his name through the Diamond Mine computer game I was playing in some of their literature. But anyway, he created two documents back in 1994 on the 1967 American League season. First one he created is this book called the American League, if I can get this up, raise this up a little bit better so you can see it. The American League box score book. And basically, this is Retro Sheet before Retro Sheet. And if you open it up, I mean, it's just exactly what it says it is. It's box scores. And these box scores, it's got the daily standings after each game and everything. And I know the quality of the video here is not very good, probably. But, it's just got the box scores and all that good stuff. Just like you'd see in a newspaper. But it's Retro Sheet before there was Retro Sheet. So that was the first book, and I also got the second book, and it's the 1967 American League Complete Player Reference by Pastime Press, which was Luke Kramer's, he was going under Pastime Press at that time. And so if we look into, I'm just going to pull up, just anybody I can think of. I'll just open it up to, say, Brooks Robinson. Let's open it up to Brooks or Frank Robinson's page. Why not? Frank Robinson. You can see the detail it has in here. It has all the left-right splits. And you got to keep in mind, back in 1994, for the 67 season, this may not have been that easy to find. It's not like Retro Sheet nowadays. But it's really detailed. It talks about what they did in scoring position. Basically, this is the forerunner to Retro Sheet. So I really had a ball with just sorting through all the players on this, and particularly the left-right splits, because you could enter those in the Tony La Russa game with their batting averages and everything. So I really like that. And then you can get more of just a nitty-gritty one down at the end here. Almost looks like the thing you see at the back of a Bill James book or something. But anyway, that I've always been a 67 American League fan ever since getting that book back in 1994. And, this is before I had the Strat-o-matic game, long before I had Strat-o-matic. So I'd gotten the 67 set from Strat-o-matic, but messed with it a few times, but got involved with other things. And so I said, well, why not go back and play 67? It's, 10 teams, so there you go. Almost like Tenacious Strat with this 10-team league. Except I'm going to play this as, exact lineups and exact schedule and so forth. May only do the first 54 games. Just because that's 1/3 of the season and it's unrealistic to think I'm going to play 162 games for all 10 teams. That would be rather mind-boggling. So this is the thing I'm undertaking, and in lieu of a tournament of any kind. I know some folks like Espo and some others are doing tournaments coming up, But this is my version of the tournament, and that's just all teams from the same league. So the game I chose today is the second game of the season. It was played on April the 14th, and it featured the Cleveland Indians at the California Angels. So the starting pitchers for today's game for California, it is going to be, make sure I get this focused in right, it is going to be, if I can really get this focused in right, here we go, Jack Sanford, the righty, and on the 67 season, he was 4-4 with a 5.14 ERA, but of course he was the starter in this game. And he's going to be opposed by a fellow you may have heard of, Louis Tiant. Back before he was famous in Boston, he did pitch for Cleveland. And in 67, he was 12-9 with a 2.73 ERA. So he will be the starter for the Cleveland Indians. So let's look at the starting lineups. First for the Cleveland Indians. Leading off in center field is Vic Davalillo. Batting second at third base is Max Alvis. Batting third in left field is Leon Wagner. Batting cleanup at first base is Fred Whitfield. Batting fifth and playing right field is Chuck Hinton. Now, there's one player I did not have a card for named Gus Gill. He was the fifth place hitter in this game at second base. So I had to replace him with Chico Simone. Gus Gill is one of those guys that didn't have that many at-bats, but he did happen to play in this game. So Chico Simone will take his place, batting in the sixth position and playing second base. Batting seventh and catching is Duke Sims. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Larry Brown. And Louis Tiant will be using pitcher hitting card number 4, as, of course, there was no DH back in 1967. All right, for the Angels, leading off will be third baseman Paul Schall. Batting second is Jim Fregosi at short. Hitting third in center field, Jay Johnstone. Batting cleanup, the left fielder Rick Reichart. Batting fifth at first base, Don Mincher. Hitting sixth in center field, Jose Cardinal. Batting seventh is catching Bob Rogers. You may know him better as Buck Rogers. He was a manager for the Expos, among others, back in the 80s. But he was Bob Rogers is his real name, and he is catching and batting seventh. Bobby Knopp at second base is hitting eighth. And Jack Sanford will be hitting off pitcher hitting card number 2 when he comes to the plate. All right, got both teams ready. Got my advanced charts all set up. And we are just about ready to go. Got the dice. And it's time to play ball as Jack Sanford steps on the mound. Vic Davalillo steps into the box. And we're ready to go. And let me hit this. Here, my cord got hit. All right, here we go. Vic Davalillo. It's a 6'10". 6'10" off of Jack Sanford's card. A 6'10" against a lefty is a fly ball to right, but not so fast. We are using ballpark effects. Now, a base hit ballpark effect for Cleveland is 1 to 3. Doesn't matter if you're righty or lefty. A 1 to 3 will get you a hit. Anything else will be, in this case, a line out to second. It's a 2, so he got a base hit. So right away, the ballpark effects come into play, and Vic Davalillo, his out has turned into a hit. And the Indians have the leadoff batter on board. Now, as another caveat with that, in the super advanced game, when there's a runner on base, we're going to roll the D20 along with the 3 D6s, and we're checking to see if we get a 1 or a 2. If we get a 1 or a 2, that means there's a chance for a pickoff or a balk type of thing. So we'll see what we get as Max Alvis steps to the plate. Now, Davalillo is a D stealer, so he's not going anywhere. All right, the D20 is an 8, so we don't need to worry about that. It's a 3-8. So Alvis against a righty, a 3-8, is a ground ball pitcher B. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. Alvis will reach, and Davalillo is out 1 to 4. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Leon Wagner. And we get an 11, so we don't need that. So it's a 2-7. 2-7 for Wagner is a fly ball to center field, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 down for Fred Whitfield, the first baseman. Another lefty to face Sanford. It's a 6 on the D20. Don't have to worry about it. 210. 210 is a single to right field. So it's a single to right field. Now the question is, will Alvis try to take the extra base? Because there are 2 outs. So you gain 2 points from 2 outs, and you gain 2 points from going from right field to third base. So he might try it. He's a 14 runner. He was being held. It's a 13. You're going to add 2 for 2 outs. That makes it 15. You're going to add 2 for a throw from right field to third to be 17. And then the right fielder's arm, Cardinals, a -1, drops him to a 16. So it's a 1 to 16 chance. They will take it. And technically, if I try to throw him out at third, then Whitfield would take the extra base. So in a 1 to 16, I don't like those odds. We're going to go ahead and let Alvis go. So he will go to the third base. Runners are at the corners. I want to keep Whitfield at first base. So we're not going to send the throw there. All right, here is Chuck Hinton, the right fielder, 2 on, 2 outs. It's an 8, so we don't need that. It's a 4-7 against Jack Sanford. 4-7 in the righty. A 1 to 17 will be a single with 1 star. So a 1 to 17, and he will get it. It's a 19. He did not get it. A 19. So a 19 means we have a line out to short, and the inning is over. Inning is over. Now, what I did roll an 8 when I initially rolled, but that was for the wild pitch / balk check. So we rolled a D20 again for the split decisions like that. So nothing doing for the Indians here in the top of the first. Now, Louis Tiant takes the mound, and Paul Shaw, the batter. Paul Shaw, a 5-7. So for Tiant, against a righty, 5-7 is a strikeout. So Louis rings up Paul Shaw for out number 1, and that'll bring up Jim Fregosi. Fregosi, a 4-9. So again, we're under Tiant, and that is a walk. 4-9 is a walk. So Tiant, a 1-out walk to Fregosi. And now the D20 will be back in play again. Fregosi's a C stealer, so he's not really going to go anywhere. Jay Johnstone, the batter. All right, it's a 9, so we don't need that. It's a 3-11. 3-11 for Johnstone. It's a ground ball third base B, so it's a 5-4 fielder's choice. And Fregosi is out. And Johnstone takes over at first base with 2 outs for Rick Reichart, the left fielder. And we get a 18 on the D20, so we don't need that. It's a 5-2. So Tiant, a 5-2 against a righty, is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning as Tiante got the strikeout. And after 1 complete, we are scoreless. And stepping up to the plate for the Indians in the top of the second is Gus Gill's replacement, Chico Simone. So Chico Simone, Chico and the man. It's a 3-7. 3-7 for Chico is a good opportunity here. 1 to 18 for a double. Anything else will be a single. Anything else being 19 or 20. It's a 3, so that is a double for Chico Simone. A leadoff double. And that brings up Duke Sims. Duke Sims. And the D20 is a 20, so we don't need that. 6-9 for Duke Sims against Jack Sanford. Duke Sims is a lefty. 6-9 is a single to center field. So it's a single to center for Duke Sims. Now the question is, Simone runs at a 15. He was being held. It's a 14. The center fielder's arm is Johnstone. It's a 0. So it's a 1 to 14 if they want to take the chance. 1 to 14, do they want to take the chance? With nobody out, they're going to hold Simone at third base. So runners are at the corners with nobody out. And that brings up Larry Brown, the shortstop. It's a 2. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So a 2. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to be right back and get the rule book, and we'll explain what that 2 means right after this. Okay. So we've got rule 29.1. If a 20-sided die rolls a 2, a balk or pass ball may occur. Roll the 6 the white six-sided die first. If it comes up 1, 2, or 3, a balk may have occurred. If it comes up 4, 5, or 6, a pass ball may have occurred. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is roll the white die and see if it's a 1, 2, 3 or a 4, 5, 6. It's a 4, so it's a possible pass ball. All right, it says, in either case, roll the 20-sided die again, refer to the appropriate rating. All right, so pass ball rating for the catcher, Bob Rogers, or Buck Rogers, his pass ball rating, if we look here, his pass ball rating is a 1. So basically, we would have to roll a 1 on the D20 in order for there to be a pass ball. If not, then we just ignore it and replay the at-bat. It's a 17, so there is no pass ball, so we're going to replay the at-bat, but that's just another little niche in the Super Advanced game that allows for more pass balls and balks to occur, whereas in the Advanced game, I don't think you ever get balks in the Advanced game, and the pass balls only occur on the catcher fielding chart. All right, so we're going to try it again now. Larry Brown back up. And we get a 4 on this, so that's no good. So 1, 2. 1, 2, he's going to be hit by the pitch plus injury, but I'm trying to do as played as best I can. So we're not going to go with injuries. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out, and Louis Tiant, the batter, using pitcher hitting card number 4. So Louis trying to help his cause here. It's a 3-7. A 3-7. 3-7 is a strikeout. So Louis down on strikes. 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Vic Davalillo. Nothing on the D20, so it's a 5-4 for Davalillo against Sanford. 5-4 against a lefty. It's a center field X. All right, we got the fielding going now. Center field X. The center fielder in this case is Johnstone. He's a 4 and a 13. So we're going to do some checking on Johnstone. So a 4 and a 13, we're going to roll all dice. The D20 will be the range check. The 3 D6s will be the error check. All right, we got a 7, and we have a 10. So all 3 dice add up to a 10. D20 is a 7. 7. All right, so Jay Johnstone is a range of 4. So we go to range 4 on the outfield chart, down to a 7, and it's SI2. So it's probably going to be a base hit, SI2. We go to the center fielder. His error rating is a 13. So we go to error rating 13, and we see if there's any of the numbers in this row that match the 10 that we just rolled here. I don't see any 10s in the 13 category for center fielder, so there's no error. So it's simply going to be an SI2. So we go over here to SI2, and it says single, runners advance, 2 bases. So it's basically a single star is how that filtered out. So Vic Davalillo with a 2-run single as Chico Simone and Duke Sims both score. Larry Brown will motor to third, and the Indians grab a 2-0 lead as Jay Johnstone unable to get that ball. Here's Max Alvis now, runners at the corners and only 1 out. And Alvis, we get a 6-7. So Sanford, a 6-7 is a fly ball center field B. That's going to be, I'm sorry, no, it's a 6-7. That's a ground ball shortstop A. That's a double play. Big difference there between a sac fly and a ground to short double play. But the 2D6s are a 7 there. So it's a ground ball shortstop A, and Sanford gets out of the inning, getting Alvis to ground into that 6-4-3 double play. But the Indians do strike for 2 runs, and we go to the bottom of the second with the Indians grabbing a 2-0 lead. And Louis Tiant happy about the run support. Here's Don Mencher leading off for the Angels. It's a 1-10. And a 1-10, another ballpark check. But again, you have to have a 1, 2, or 3. A 1, 2, or 3, or else he's out. It's a 19, so that's going to be a line out to second rather than, well, it would have been a fly ball anyway, so he would have been out regardless, but now it's a line out to second instead of a fly to left. Here's Cardinal. It's a 5-10. 5-10 for Louis Tiant is another ballpark check. So we got a ballpark check again, and again it's a 1, 2, or 3, which is not this case. So it's another line drive, this time to short since it's a right-handed batter. Cardinal will line to short for 2 outs. So 2 up, 2 down for Bob Rogers, the catcher, or Buck Rogers, however you want to refer to him. It's a 2-4. 2-4. We're not in the 25th century, though. 2-4 is our third consecutive ballpark check. Again, it's a 1, a 2, or a 3, or he's out. It's a 12, so he is out on a liner to second. So all 3 outs were ballpark checks, but you had to have a 3 or less to get a hit in Anaheim Stadium, so that didn't happen. The Angels are gone here in the second. We go to the third. It's still 2-0 in favor of the Indians. And Leon Wagner steps to the plate. He flew to center his first time up. It's a 1-4. 1-4 is a ground ball to short, handled out there by the shortstop, Fregosi, for 1 away. And that brings up the first baseman, Fred Whitfield. He singled his first time up. It's a 2-4. 2-4 is a foul out to the catcher, Buck Rogers. And there's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Bring up Chuck Hinton, the right fielder. He had a line drive to short his first time up. I believe that was a failed ballpark check. 1-2. A 1-2 is a strikeout plus injury, but again, no injuries, so it's simply a strikeout. And Jack Sanford, 1-2-3 inning for Sanford here in the third. And that'll bring up the Angels here in the bottom of the third. It's Bobby Knopp to lead it off against Tiant. It's a 4-6. 4-6 for Tiant is a strikeout. So Knopp down on strikes. That'll bring up the pitcher, Jack Sanford, and he is hitting off of pitcher hitting card number 2. Pitcher hitting card number 2. It's a 1-7, and that is also a strikeout. So Tiant twirling 2 strikeouts to start the third. Top of the order, and Paul Shaw. Paul Shaw, a 1-5. Shaw, a 1-5 is going to be a walk. So it's a 2-out walk to Shaw. And now we'll need the D20 again to check for pass balls or balks. While Fregosi comes up, he walked his first time up. Nothing doing on the D20. It's a 3-8. Now 3-8's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Angels. It's technically going to be a fielder's choice, 6-4 with the ground ball A. So that's going to end the inning. We go to the fourth, and Chico Simone, who doubled his first time up, will step to the plate. It's a 3-6. 3-6. He's going to double again. So Chico Simone doubling down. 2 doubles, 2 for 2, in place of light-hitting Gus Gill. So good thing for the Indians I don't have a card for Gus Gill, because he would definitely be hurting them. He would not be getting these doubles. Here's Duke Sims. It's a 5-7. Sanford, a 5-7, is a single star, single with 2 stars. And that's going to score Simone to make it a 3-0 ball game. So Duke Sims with his second RBI. He drove in Chico Simone in the second inning. He's done it again here in the fourth. And now that'll bring up Larry Brown with Sims at first. And we have a 6-7. 6-7 is a ground ball shortstop A. That's a double play again. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. Second inning in a row they've gotten the double play for 2 quick outs after that run has scored. And that'll bring up Tiant on pitcher hitting card number 4. It's a 3 and a 5, and that is a strikeout to end the inning. But the Indians add to their lead by picking up a run on the double by Simone, the single by Sims. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Indians. And now the Angels trying to regroup and get something started with Jay Johnstone against Tiant. It's a 5-7. Against Tiant, a 5-7 is a strikeout. So Tiant still twirling the K's. Puts the K on Johnstone. And that'll bring up Rick Reichart, who also struck out his first time up. It's a 2-6. 2-6 is this time's going to be a single for Reichart. So that's a base hit for the Angels. First hit of the game for the Angels is they get their first base runner on board via a hit. They've had a couple of walks, but first hit. Here's Don Mincher with Reichart at first. And we don't need the D10 now. 1-5. 1-5 is a ground ball first base A. And just like that, 3-6-3 double play will erase everything. And that will quickly end the bottom of the fourth. The score is still 3-0 in favor of the Indians. Jack Sanford, his point of weakness inning is the fifth. So we're at that point right now to see if he can stay in there. Here is, actually we're going to have Tiant lead off because Brown hit into a double play last time. So he ended the inning with a double play. So, no, I take it back. I didn't record the strikeout for Tiant. That's what it was. I knew something wasn't right. All right, now we got it straight. Tiant struck out to end the fourth. All right, here's Davalillo to start the fifth. It's a 3-7. Oops, wrong card. 3-7. 3-7 is a single for Davalillo. He is 3 for 3, all singles, but he's only a D stealer, so he's not going to go anywhere. Alvis is an A bunter, which they could go ahead and try to bunt him over, and I think they're going to do it because Alvis hit into a double play last time. So we're going to have a sacrifice bunt. So we're going to the the super advanced sacrifice bunt chart. So we have a super advanced sacrifice bunt chart with their characteristics of A, B, C, D, or E. We still use the same result where the infield's expecting it, so his quality is going to drop by 1. He's going to go from an A bunter to a B bunter. So let's see what happens here. A B bunter, and I think I need the third die to see who fields it. So let's see, it's a 5. So we got a 5 and a 5. All right, so it's a B bunter. A 5 and a 5 is a sacrifice. So it's a good sacrifice. And via the 5, that is the first baseman. So it's a sacrifice hit to the first baseman, Don Mincher. He will field it, throw to Knopp covering for a 3-4 sacrifice hit, executed well by Max Alvis. Moves Davalillo to second with 1 out. And now you got the numbers 3 and 4 hitters coming up. Leon Wagner stepping to the plate. And we got a 4-9. So 4-9 against Sanford. 4-9 is a walk. So that's number 2 on his point of weakness. He's given up a hit and a walk. So one more of those and he will have reached his point of weakness. Bullpen may start to loosen for the Angels. Here's Fred Whitfield. And we got a 5-7 against the lefty Whitfield. 5-7 is he found a single, 2 stars, and that's going to score Davalillo and move Wagner to third base. RBI single for Whitfield is now 4-0, and not too much longer for this game is Jack Sanford. He's already now at his point of weakness, but they're going to let him keep going. See if he can get out of this. Here's Chunk Hinton, although the bullpen is warming up fervently. 3-7. 3-7 for Hinton. It's a fly ball to center field B with a question mark. Now, there is a runner on third, but we've got the question mark, so there's no guarantee of a sacrifice fly. However, there are calculations to determine that. We need to see it's a fly ball to center, so the center fielder's arm is Johnstone, who's a 0. And we add 2 to the running rating, subtracting the arm. So the arm is 0. The run rating for the runner on third, Wagner is a run rating of 12. So we're going to add 2 to that to make it a 14. So he would score on a 1-14. And they're going to send him. 1-14, they're going to send him, and he's made it. So 13. But 13, hold the phone, when you get one within the range of your safe or out, then it comes down to whether the catcher has blocked the plate. So blocking the plate, there's a catcher blocking the plate, and the catcher rating in this case is Rogers, who is a 2-rated catcher. So 2-rated catcher, a 1-6, and the runner would be safe. 7-20, and he'll be out. So let me pause the video and make sure that I do that on this particular play. I know they do it on base hits. I want to see if they do it on sacrifice flies. So I want to get this right. So I'm going to pause the video and then we'll figure out the end of this at bat. Okay, I stand corrected. The number on the D20 was a 13, but that would have had to have been a 14 for there to be a blocking of the plate, because 14 was the tail end of his safe range, but the 13 guarantees he makes it, and that's what the blocking of the plate is talking about. If the last number of the safe range or the first number of the out range is selected. So I thought I had that, but I remember now it's a 14 for his safe range. It was a run rating of 12, add 2 for that question mark. So sorry for putting everybody through that mess, but I wanted to make sure I got it right. The sacrifice fly to center field is valid, and Wagner will score to make it a 5-0 ball game. And Whitfield's still at first. And that's going to do it for Jack Sanford, because Chico Simone's coming up, and Chico Simone has doubled off Sanford twice, so they're not going to let him have a third shot at it. So we will go to our bullpen for the Angels and see who they might want to bring in here to try to get some long relief. And it looks like it's going to be... Pete Semino. So Pete Semino, the righty, is in the ball game. He is taking over for Sanford. So Semino will take over, as Sanford only makes it through 4 2/3 innings. And now Chico Simone steps to the plate against Sanford, righty on righty. And we have a 2-9. So a 2-9 is a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. But the Indians do pick up 2 more runs to take a 5-0 lead. All 5 earned runs charged to Jack Sanford. But Semino at least got him out of further trouble, as Simone grounded to short to end the inning. All right, now Luis Tiant's been given a comfortable 5-0 lead to protect. Here is Jose Cardinal. We got a 3-3. 3-3 for Cardinal is a foul out to the catcher. So he will foul out to Duke Sims for out number 1. And that brings up Buck Rogers. Rogers, oops, I was reaching for the die to turn it over and I messed it up. So let me re-roll that. It's a 5-9. 5-8. 5-8 off of Tiant is a ground ball to second. That's going to be out number 2. Handled over there by Simone. So 2 down. 2 down for Bobby Knopp. And that's a 5-7. 5-7 is a strikeout. So Tiant still rolling those Ks. Strikes out Knopp to end the 5th. We go to the 6th. It's still 5-0 in favor of the Indians. And Duke Sims will lead things off against Semino, who's back out on the bump. Here's Duke Sims. It's a 5-12 against Semino, against a lefty. And a 5-12 is a strikeout. So Duke Sims down on strikes. 1 away for shortstop Larry Brown. Larry Brown. It's a 6-8 against Semino. 6-8 is another strikeout. So Semino rolling. It's a 2 strikeout performance here in the inning. He might go for the hat trick as Luis Tiant is batting. It's a 6-4. 6-4. Well, it's a fly ball to center field, but there is the ballpark effect. So a 1, 2, or 3, and Louis will be safe. It's a 15. He's going to line it to short, and that's going to end the inning. Semino faced 4 batters and got them all out, but he's going to be lifted because he is set to lead off the bottom of the 6th, and they need offense. So pinch hitting time for the Angels, as Semino did his job. And let's see who they're going to go with. It looks like they're going to go to reserve outfielder Jimmy Hall. He will pinch hit for Semino. So Jimmy Hall steps in as a pinch hitter for Semino to start the 6th against Luis Tiant. So Jimmy Hall, the lefty. It's a 6-9. against Tiant, a 6-9. And Tiant says, okay, you can pinch it all you want. I'll strike you out too. So down goes, not down goes Frazier, but down goes Hall. One away. Almost went to my Howard Cosell. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. I did do it, didn't I? All right, sorry about that. Here's Paul Shaw. Sometimes I get carried away. Here's Paul Shaw, 3-6. 3-6 is a ground ball to third. Look at all these hits, and he found a ground ball to third. So Shaw grounds to Max Alvis at third base for out number 2. And that'll bring up Jim Fregosi. And Tiant's point of weakness inning doesn't come until inning 8, so he's good to go. That's a 4-6. 4-6. Guess what, sports fans? Another strikeout. So Tiant strikes out another one. And that ends the inning. We've completed 6. The score 5-0 in favor of the Indians. And we'll be right back with the new California pitcher. All right, top of the 7th, and Jim Coates is on for the Angels. He was 1-2 with a 4.33 ERA. So Jim Coates is on, and he'll be taking on the top of the order, Vic Davalillo. And it's a 4-6. So off of Coates against the lefty, 4-6 is a pop out to short. So he pops it up to Fregosi for out number 1. That'll bring up Max Alvis. It's a 4-4 against the righty. 4-4 is a ground ball shortstop X. So here we go with another defensive check. That's on Fregosi. We're going to be checking him out. Fregosi. All right, we got a 12 and we got a 7. A 12 and a 7. So Fregosi is a 2-rated shortstop. So we go to the shortstop area of the range check, and we look for a 2. So we look at shortstop and a 2-rated shortstop at that, and the D20 says 12. So we go to 2 and to 12. That's a G1. So far, so good. There's a 7 here. Fregosi's E rating is 27. So as a shortstop, E27, we look to see if we find a 7. We do not. We find a 3, 12, 17, and 18. So he's going to make the play as it's just a G1. And G1 says, refer to the following chart. Base is empty. It's a batter. And when you're the batter, it's batter out. So pretty simple there. It's just a 6-3 ground out for out number 2. That'll bring up Leon Wagner, the left fielder. It's a 6-6. Jim Coates against the lefty. 6-6 is a ground ball to first. Handled by Mincher. Takes it to the bag himself. And that's going to do it. So we've reached the 7th inning stretch. And I'm going to stretch with them because I need to stretch a little bit. And we'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th to see if Louis Tiant can keep things going. All right, we're back for the bottom of the 7th. Louis Tiant through 6 innings has 8 strikeouts. Here's Jay Johnstone. He struck out his last time up. And we get a 1-5. 1-5, another strikeout, this time off Johnstone's card. That's strikeout number 9 for Louis. So 1 away for Rick Reichart, left fielder. Rick Reichart, he's 1 for 2. He did strike out also. And we have a 3-11. And a 3-11 is a ground ball third base B, so he grounds it over there to Max Alvis, who makes the play. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down for Don Mincher, first baseman. We get a 5-5 off of Tiant. And a 5-5 is a potential home run as long as the batter has in power, which Mincher certainly does. So a 5-5, 1-9 is a home run. And 10-20 will be a fly to right. So if Mincher can get a 1-9, the Angels are on the board. And he does. It's a 1. So Don Mincher blasts one, breaks up the shutout. Unfortunately for the Angels, it was a solo shot, and it's only worth 1 run. But at least it gets the goose egg off the board. It's now 5-1. And here's Jose Cardinal, 0 for 2. It's a 4-9. 4-9 is a walk. So Louis Tiant issuing his 3rd walk. And how many times it happened again? I tell you what, Earl from Tabletop Baseball is uncanny in this. He told me that a lot of times, more times than not, a home run is always followed by a walk. And there it was again. All right. Here's Buck Rogers, and now we're going to use the D20 again with the runner on base, just to check for those pass balls and balks and so forth. All right, so 3-10. 3-10 against Rogers is a pop out to Max Alvis, and that's going to end the inning. But the Angels do at least get off the schneid and get a run in there on the home run by Mincher. After 7 complete, it's 5-1 Indians. Start the 8th, Jim Coates in his second inning of work. He pitched a 1-2-3 7th. Here's Whitfield. It's a 6-4. Coates 6-4 is a fly ball center field X. That is Jay Johnstone, and he is a 4 rated center fielder. So we'll do our range and error checks. It's a 6 on the D20 and an 11 on the 3D6s. So he is a 4 rated shortstop with an E13. 4 rated center fielder with an E13. So as an outfielder, he's a 4. He's a 4 rated outfielder, and the D20 is a 6. So that's an SI2, which means that's a base hit. Now we need to check for an error. He's an error rating of 13, and the D6s were an 11. So we're going to check to see 13. If there's an 11 in this row, there is not. It's a whole bunch of things, but no 11. So it's just an SI2, and an SI2 simply means single runners advance 2 bases. It's the equivalent of a single with 2 stars. But nobody's on base. It's simply a single by Whitfield that Jay Johnstone couldn't get that little drive in the gap, and it fell in for a base hit. That'll bring up Chuck Hinton. And we got a 2 here, so we need to check for, again, a potential wild pitch balk. So it's a 2. It's a 2. I'm in the wrong spot. Let me get back to my, on the rule book here about the 1, 2, or 3. So make sure I'm using this right one here. Make sure I'm using the right one. I'm going to pause this real quick and look it up. Okay, I should have remembered that. A 2 deals with either a balk or a pass ball. A 1 deals with a wild pitch. So we're going to roll the 1 white die, and if it's a 4, 5, or 6, it's a possible wild pitch. A 1, 2, or 3, it's a possible balk. It's a 3, so we're looking for a possible balk here on Jim Coates. And Jim Coates, his balk rating is 0. So that takes care of that. No chance for a balk now because of that. So we're going to reboot. And Chuck Hinton is back in the box. And it's another 2. How about that? So we're going to try it again. So we'll roll the white die. It's a 2. Well, we know he can't balk, so we're going to keep going. And that's a 10, so we can get that out of the way. Now 3-11 for Hinton. 3-11 is a potential home run. The ballpark effect, however, drops him to a 1-7. So we have to get a 1-7. Well, first of all, we got to see if we're even in that because the D20 may put it over in here. So roll the D20 first to check if it's a 1-14, which it is. So now we need to check for the ballpark, which is 1-7. It is not. He got a 9. So it is not in the ballpark range. It is actually going to be a line out. I'm sorry, it's going to be a fly ball to left. So it's a fly ball to left for out number 1. So almost got it, but not quite enough. And here's Chico Simone. And we get a 3, which does not come into play. And we get a 1-5 for Simone. That's a ground ball second base C. So that's out number 2, but the runner on first, Whitfield, will advance to second base. Now with 2 outs is Duke Sims stepping to the plate. Duke Sims. Duke Sims, a 4-11 against Coates. A 4-11 is a single to right, but there's a ballpark effect, so that single could be taken away most likely unless we get a 1, 2, or 3. It's a 4, so that's not going to be a hit. It's going to be a line out to the second baseman, and that's going to end the inning. So the ballpark can giveth, and the ballpark can taketh away. So Duke Sims, robbed of a hit there. Nothing doing for the Indians here in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tiant now starts his point of weakness inning, and he'll be facing Bobby Knopp, then a pinch hitter for the pitcher, and then Paul Shaw. We got a 4-5 for Tiant. 4-5 is a strikeout again. What do you know? Another strikeout for Tiant. He just keeps on rolling. That's 3 strikeouts for Knopp. He's 0 for 3. He's got the hat trick. And now we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Coates. Coates did his job, but they need a bat. So they're going to look for some more offense here. They've already used Jimmy Hall. So now it looks like they're going to use Bubba Morton. So Bubba Morton will be in to pinch hit here in the 8th for Jim Coates. So Bubba Morton steps to the plate against Tiant. Bubba Morton. It's a 4-8 against Tiant. 4-8, what do you know? Another strikeout. So Tiant says, you want to pinch hit? Fine, I'll strike you out. So strikeout again. And out of the pitcher spot, that's also 3 strikeouts and 3 at-bats. 1 by Sanford, 1 by Hall, and 1 by Morton. So 3 different batters have hit in the 9 slot, and they've all struck out. Here's Paul Shaw. It's a 5-3 for Tiant. 5-3, well, potential home run, because Paul Shaw does have normal power. And there's also a ballpark effect attached to it. So it's a 1-14, first of all, to see if we're even in that range. And we are, it's a 10. So now we go to the ballpark effect, and we need a 1-7 for it to be a home run. It's not, it's an 8. He just missed it. So Tiant rescued by the ballpark effects, and it's just a long fly to left to end the inning. So Paul Shaw, no go, and nothing doing for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. Start the top of the 9th, and new pitcher for the Angels will be right-hander Bill Kelso. So Kelso is the 4th pitcher coming up for the Angels. Tiant is scheduled second this inning, so he could be pinch in for, and the bullpen could be going for the Indians. So it looks like, let's see who they might want to use. Looks like the Indians are going to send up Lee May as a pinch hitter. So Lee May will hit for Tiant, and Tiant's day is done. So we're going to have Larry Brown, Lee May, and Vic Davalillo to face Bill Kelso. First things first, here's Larry Brown. I don't know why the timer does it to me. It's a 3-5 on Larry Brown. He was the first at bat. 3-5 is a ground ball to second. So there's one away. And now that I bring up Lee May steps to the plate. Lee May. And we get a 1-6. 1-6 for Lee May, and he's going to strike out in his pinch hitting appearance. So we've had 3 pinch hitters, and they've all struck out. Doesn't bode well for pinch hitting. 2 up, 2 down, and we're back to the top of the order for Vic Davalillo. And we got a 5-9. 5-9 is a strikeout for Kelso, as he has not reached his point of weakness yet. So he gets the strikeout. He pitches 2 innings and only gives up 1 hit, nothing else. Keeps the Indians in check. And we go to the bottom of the 9th with the score: Cleveland 5, California 1. And it's not a save situation, so we're going to see who Cleveland brings in here. Again, it's not a save situation. So it looks like they're going to go with George Culver. So George Culver, the right-hander, is into the ball game, and he will be facing the heart of the order for Fregosi, Johnstone, and Reichart to try to finish off this game. So George Culver facing Jim Fregosi. It's a 4-5 for Culver. 4-5 is a fly ball to right field, and that's 1 away. So the Indians 2 outs away from securing the victory. Here's Jay Johnstone. It's a 5-9. Culver against the lefty. 5-9 is a double. So Jay Johnstone wraps a double for his first hit of the game. As the Angels try to show some life, here is Rick Reichart. And we get a 6-11 off of Culver's card. A 6-11 is a ground ball third base B. So the runner will have to hold as Alvis throws to first for out number 2. And we're 1 out away, and it's Don Mincher. Don Mincher, who homered his last time up. And this time he's going to roll a 6-10. So Culver, a 6-10, is a fly ball left field B, and that's going to do it. That's going to end the ball game. So the Indians wrap it up with a win 5-1 here in Game 2 of the season. And we'll be right back with the totals. All right, let's check out the totals for the game. For the Indians, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For the Angels, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher was Louis Tiant. He went 8 innings, only gave up the 2 hits. One of them a homer to Mincher. Walked 3, struck out 11. And then Culver kind of cleaned things up in the ninth. Did give up the double to Johnstone, but that was it. Sanford got knocked around, took the loss, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, walked 1, struck out 3, and he also hit a batter. Bullpen finished up the proceedings going 4 1/3 without giving up a run and only giving up 1 hit. So there you go, 1967 in Super Advanced. A little shaky on my rules still. I'm still in the learning process. I haven't gotten it down pat yet. Still have to check the book once in a while, but I do kind of like the Super Advanced. I know some people think it bogs it down, but I kind of like some of the alternate scenarios it does give you. In this game, that didn't really come up that much, but there are some unusual plays that happen. There are base hits with errors attached to them. I've had doubles with an error on the outfielder allowing a runner to go to third. So different things like that have come up. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I know, Jerry, you like the Super Advanced. I know Espo likes Super Advanced. So Tribe fan, hopefully it's an Indians game, so hopefully you liked it too. Don't know how old you are, whether you remember the 67 Indians or not, but anyway, I was only 2 years old when that season went on, but I've studied it so much I feel like I know it. So that's going to do it from here. Final score again, Cleveland with the victory 5-1 behind the pitching of Louis Tiant as they defeat the Angels here at Anaheim Stadium. So until next time, hope everybody enjoys whatever game they just choose to play and whatever level you choose to play it. And we'll see everybody down the road.